And that's the foundation here. And it puts them in position to go and support a young quarterback, no question about it. And they are, I can say this, one of the teams that has inquired with teams in the top three about a move up. Doesn't mean it's going to happen,
Right.
but they've inquired with teams about doing that. And so I think they're looking at all of their options at quarterback now.
With this breaking Minnesota Vikings trade, should the New York Giants be worried about the Vikings possibly trading up for a quarterback right ahead of them in the top 5 of the NFL draft? What is up, y'all? It's your boy Jay Dons, and we're back at it with another New York Giants video. Back at it with another New York Giants banger. And before we get into this one, if you haven't done so already, go leave a like, comment, and definitely hit the subscribe button. All right, man. The Minnesota Vikings are making moves, and with the move they made today, it seems like before the draft, they are looking to trade up for one of these quarterbacks. Rather if it's Drake Maye, Jaden Daniels, or JJ McCarthy, it looks like the Vikings are a team that the Giants have to worry about possibly trading ahead of them and taking a quarterback. Now, we know the Giants are ready to dump Daniel Jones. They're done with him. They're ready to let go of his contract, relieve themselves of that contract after this season. They went out and signed Drew Lock to a 1-year deal. And all of the signs are pointing to the Giants looking to address the QB position, find that next QB in this year's draft. But the Giants don't stand at a spot where it's a guarantee they're going to get one of the top 4 quarterbacks. They stand at pick 6 with 3 QB-needy teams ahead of them, with being the Bears, the Commanders, and the Patriots. And with this trade that the Vikings just pulled off with the Houston Texans, it could be a possible 4th team that could take a QB before the Giants select at pick 6. Now, the trade should be popping up now. The Minnesota Vikings basically have traded up from the 2nd round spot in this year's draft to pick 3 with the Houston Texans. They already hold the 11th overall pick in this year's draft, and this could possibly mean that they are looking to trade up ahead of the New York Giants for one of those quarterbacks. JJ McCarthy, Drake Maye, Jaden Daniels, we don't know. But first, the first thing I want to say is this doesn't mean it's a lock that the Vikings are trading up for a quarterback. They could stay at pick 11, take whoever they want to take, whoever's at need of them, and possibly take Michael Penix Jr. or Bo Nix with that 23rd overall pick, which is around the projection for those 2 players. But if we want to, look at it and be real with ourselves, this is a move for a team that's looking to trade up into that top 5. Now, with the Giants, what quarterback do the Giants want? Personally, I want, and I think the Giants want also, they want Drake Maye, UNC quarterback Drake Maye. Would they be able to get him at pick 6? It's unlikely. It's already unlikely. And if the Vikings were able to trade up with the Cardinals at pick 4 or the Patriots, who I want to trade up with at pick 3, it's 100% out the window of a Drake Maye possibility. JJ McCarthy. Listen, I'm not a fan of JJ McCarthy. We're going to have videos about the whole QB situation on what QB I want for the Giants in the draft and all that. But when we talk about JJ McCarthy, I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not a fan. But could the Vikings be a fan? The New York Giants, when we look at the reports, and you can call it a smokescreen if you want, we've heard things that they want JJ McCarthy. The Giants are interested in taking JJ McCarthy at pick 6. Well, if the Vikings trade up with the Cardinals, and the top 3 QBs are already off the board when the Cardinals go to pick, they trade the pick over to the Vikings in a trade up, there is no JJ McCarthy for the New York Giants. You don't even get the 4th quarterback in this year's draft class, which I think personally, the Giants would not want that scenario. I know the Giants, are interested in wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze. If Marvin Harrison somehow falls, Marvin Harrison Jr. But I think when it's all said and done, they want a quarterback. They want a quarterback, and they want to address the QB position and have a young QB from this draft class on the roster heading into this season. So, should the Giants be worried? Listen, the Giants can easily still trade up. Do the Giants have the compensation like the Minnesota Vikings? They do hold 2 first-round draft picks in this year's draft, but this is one thing I don't think a lot of Giants fans are, thinking about. They're not being rational with themselves. The New York Giants hold a top 10 draft pick. They still hold a pick that's slightly out of the top 5. So the New England Patriots, let's say the New England Patriots are a team that's going to trade back. If the New England Patriots still want to grab Rome Odunze or Malik Neighbors, it would be smart for them to trade with the Giants more than the Minnesota Vikings. It would be more smarter. I don't think you're getting a Roma Dunze or Malik Neighbors at pick 11. I don't think that's happening. And if the New England Patriots are looking to really address that wide receiver position, taking one of those guys would be the smart way to go, in my opinion. Now, could this be fan bias? Maybe. I'm not going to discredit it, but I think that's a smart way to think about it. Yes, the New York Giants still have draft capital. We have a first-round pick next year. We have a first-round pick the year after that. We still have picks even after the Brian Burns trade. All we gave up this year was a second-round draft pick and a fifth-round pick spot for next year. So, the Giants could still trade up. Now, one thing I know for a fact what happens with a trade-up is they're going to give up a lot. The Vikings are looking to give up 2 first-round draft picks if they're trading up for a quarterback. So the New York Giants are going to for sure have to give up something more enticing than that if the Patriots are, interested in a trade-back scenario. But I will end it on this. If the New York Giants want a guy, but the Vikings want a guy, I feel like Joe Schoen would give up more to grab his guy. Rather it's Drake Maye, rather it's Jaden Daniels, you name it, JJ McCarthy, even though I'm not a fan, I think the New York Giants would give up what it would take to go get one of those guys. I don't think the Giants want to go into this draft class, or go into this season rather, after the draft, with Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and Tommy DeVito as his 3 quarterbacks. I don't think Joe Schoen wants that. I don't think Brian Daboll wants that. So if the opportunity does show itself, now this is all predicated if one of those teams wants to trade back, including the Cardinals. If the Cardinals want to trade back, we'll see. But if one of those teams are looking to trade back, or if it's the Cardinals or, the Patriots, if the Giants want to go out and get one of their guys, they're going to do it. And that's just the cold hard truth that I believe as a fan. So, this Minnesota Vikings trade does change things. It does have a ripple effect on the whole NFL draft. And it's something that the Giants, might have to really monitor. Because if the Vikings trade up into this draft class, if they trade up into the draft, the Bears took a QB, the Commanders took a QB, it could look like the Giants aren't going to be able to get JJ McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, or Drake Maye, which I don't think the New York Giants want to go through. So, let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts on this, man. Do you want the Giants to trade up after this? Or do you want the Giants to stay at pick 6, see how the board falls, and take best player available? Why that's a wide receiver, why that's Brock Bowers, or that is rather one of the quarterbacks that possibly could fall. Let me know, though. Until next time, it's been your boy Jay Dimes, and we are out. Hey, go.